Welcome to D&D Journey of the 5th edition. Join our various gaming groups as we play the 5th edition of Dungeons & Dragons. And maybe just hang out and chat about gaming in general. Sit back and enjoy the show.
Hi, this is Kelly, aka Trixie from Ragnarok and Roll, assigned to Ragnarok Story, and Tilda Wimblewick from D&D Journey of the 5th edition. First off, I would just like to say thank you to everyone for listening to our varied adventures, as well as for rating us on iTunes and rpgpodcast.com. If you haven't rated us yet, we would greatly appreciate it if you could. And if you're looking for more ways to support our efforts, we are now on Patreon, a great site where you can help us continue making more podcasts, as well as some special surprises for our patrons. If you can, please look us up at www.patreon.com/cppn. Every little bit helps. And again, thank you for listening.
Driver totally reaches over and gives a handshake to the watch members saying very important work, as you totally don't see his even better handoff of coins as you guys go flying with your guard across the island. As you hit Dolith Island, you hit the Three Maidens. You take the further bridge because it's got less of a stop. Then you go across, and then you're making great time as we're getting the dun 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 on the map. As you do a little double back, as you go across the tiny bridge where there's no coin handoff, as you go through the littler of the three maidens, and you make it to Bellicose Island. And the watch guard that's been driving you with the horse, you can see his horse is tired after this. It's only been like an hour that you just made the fastest drive, Need for Speed style, across the islands. As he totally waves at you guys and peels off to go park his horse and get a drink. You are now on Bellicose Island.
I may have been ripped off, but it was worth it.
Well, you ripped yourself off because you just kind of
overpaid, and look at the service you got for that overpaying. You were on the last of the 5 fingers before shore. In 1 hour, you made more progress than the last 6 hours of your trip.
Right?
Well done, Boom. Well done. Worth it.
And on Bellicose Island, you notice there's a bit of hustle and bustle of merchants. It's now, about 9 o'clock in the morning. You still got plenty of time now that you found a shortcut like that. You went fast travel mode, which made things a lot easier for you. As the driver says, should we head across, or should we take a stop and water the horses?
I think we need to keep going because we lost so much time than what we gave up. I think we're just barely ahead.
But we did gain some back.
And wow, this guy's just rolling. He can't roll better than single digits. As he's like, I know a shortcut. and he takes you in a shortcut that gets you guys kind of lost and turned around because apparently an entire neighborhood changed its floor plan from last time he was here, causing another delay. Only a 2-hour delay.
Find this? Where did Callus find this guy? That's Boomheller's internal.
Well, think about it. He's doubling back to avoid any kind of being pursued or followed or anything like that.
His navigation might not be good, but look at his sleight of hand and stuff. I mean, that was amazing.
That's fair point. Fair point.
That's where he shines in his business.
He's less better of a driver than an actual thief.
Right.
As you guys are on Bellicose Island and you're seeing all the sights, basically. As he's taking you on a 3-hour tour, losing another 2 hours on the island. As he's just like, okay. Are you sure you don't want to rest the horses? As you're wondering if maybe he's lost as he keeps looking at the street signs.
Isn't that what you've been doing?
Oh, as he takes that insult personally, gets himself a natural 20 for his driving. which means he backtracks, beelines straight through the section, says some words at the insult, and as you're crossing the bridge, give me a perception check.
Who?
That's going to be the co-pilot on wagon number 1 there, Boomhowler.
Yay me.
You are riding
Okay.
shotgun with a 13. Now, when you remember the job that was, you were supposed to intercept this, and you were in the warehouse, and you get the flashback where you heard the guy that tried to murder you talking about how the ship will be here in 2 hours to pick them up. And you look back at this guy, and he totally had a bandana around his upper left arm. You remember that stained purple bandana with like tentacle pattern. And with your 13, as you guys are slowly coming across the bridge, you noticed at the final checkpoint, there's the watch guys, there's a bunch of visiting family members waiting for their loved ones to come across the bridge, there's merchants going back and forth. You notice there's like 3 or 4 work crews out there waiting to unload wagons and stuff. You notice there are 6 folks wearing the same type of armbands.
Uh-oh.
And give me an insight check.
Insight.
I was afraid of that.
You notice 6 guys with armbands. At least it wasn't a natural one, right?
You know, maybe we ought to rest the horses a bit before we cross.
There is a pull-off to in case you have wagon problems on the bridge. Do you tell them to go ahead and go into the pull-off lane?
Yeah. And I'm going to go back to confer with my comrades and let them know we might have a little bit of trouble here.
Okay.
And tell them about the tentacle armbands. We've got Hydra to deal with.
So as you guys pull over and he hits the brake on the wagon and totally signals to the other driver to follow behind him and park, let's take a quick 5-minute break. How about that?
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Be right back.
Sounds like a wiener.
Be right back. Alrighty, everybody back.
I'm back.
I'm
I
back.
am here.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys are, both wagons pulled to the side of the road. You got other wagons going, back and forth. You guys get to reconvene and have a moment together.
Yep. I will move to the front cart and kind of go through inspecting the horses and eyeball the peeps, and do they appear to have eyeballs on us, or
So are you utilizing your ridiculous passive perception? I mean, that's its official title. Or are you actually going to roll a perception? Or an insight?
Yeah,
and count on your
no
passive
good.
perception.
I'll probably rely on that because I'm like casually paying attention to the horses, but more casual than staring or anything.
Okay, so go ahead and give me an insight, just so I can give you some extra information, maybe on top of your passive perception, or not. Solid 8. Solid 8 for
Nice
insight.
As
with your passive perception of 17, you immediately realize that the guys that Boomhowler pointed out, they do in fact all have the same color matching armband. And this is common in the Five Fingers. Crews will do that to, mark themselves on pirate ships and stuff all the time. They all have it, and they are kind of spread out inspecting wagons coming off the bridge. And I will give you with that passive perception 17, because you're a sniper and your head's always on a swivel, that you do notice docked just a short distance from the bridge here, right over here, there is a steamboat that has the same color flag flapping. I mean, remember, again, this is Five Fingers. Pirate flags are openly flown.
Yep. All right. I come back.
And they seem like really almost New Yorker-ishly jerky of inspecting wagons coming off. They'll go over and flip somebody's tarp, and the person will be like, "Hey, get away from my shit." And they'll be like, "Hey, forget about it." They seem to be checking out almost every wagon coming off that's big enough to carry a certain load of crates, you think.
Right. All right. So I head back to the little cadre, and it's like, so yeah, they're definitely looking. So, yeah, got any smoky concoctions?
Yeah, we all I gave each of us a smoke bomb.
So,
incidental.
Just a thought. We light up one in the back of the second wagon, and then we basically start off at a quick pace, telling everybody move along. It appears that there's been a containment leak.
Oh.
The plague may be spreading.
Yeah, but won't they just try and burn us?
You think people in wagons on the bridge are going to try to stop and mess with the plague spreading out of the back of a vehicle?
Okay, it's worth a shot.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not my job, right? I mean, all these people on the bridge, the wagons ahead of us, are going to want to just
Boomhauer?
Get the hell out of the way.
My performance is 6.
6? Plus 6?
Yeah.
I say 6. We have Boomhauer make that performance roll.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine, but I mean, unless somebody has a better idea.
No, I mean, I don't.
We just kind of rush past the inspection as the carts start panicking and pushing each other, and we kind of just push past and keep going because we have a containment leak and just make a commotion.
Yeah,
Lots of vulnerable little hands.
Set off the smoke. I can stand on top of the first wagon shouting, plague leak, clear the way. Run for your lives.
Yeah.
Half of this was a stealth
This
mission.
can't
The other
end
half
badly.
is improv theater.
Let's
Sometimes
light,
you just gotta do what you gotta do, man.
let's feel
It's a
fire in a
play.
crowded movie theater.
But we'll do this once we get, like, as we start getting close,
Yeah.
we'll pop it. That way there's only a couple wagons that are like, oh shit, ahead of us, and then they kind of scatter, and then we just kind of barrel through.
Use the panic to get past. I like it.
Yep.
Okay, we have a plan. How long will it survive? I don't know. Okay, so you guys are getting back in the wagons in the same setup, or are you guys changing the setup?
Should we? Okay, I'm not as fighty. Would somebody who can fight better want to be in the rifle?
You got Sunny with you?
Well, you're in a closed-in driver area.
Okay.
Oh, you want to be inside the cart.
Well, I mean, because you guys have a bit more.
Yeah, but we got gun holes out the side.
Okay, all right then.
You can,
Then
and
I
you'll
think we're
have
good.
height, and you'll have height to chuck your concoctions.
True.
I like how we're going for the already.
I want
You
to.
have advantage.
I'm gonna cast. I can't remember what it is. God dog it! I cast
I'm
it on
casting
Zoom.
something.
It gives her extra. I wrote it down and I forgot what I wrote it. It gives her +1 to her AC. I cast it on Zoom. It's electrical something.
Oh yeah,
Where did I put it?
you've used it before.
Yeah.
And
Give me 2 seconds. I'll remember what my spells are.
and I informed the captain of the whole.
Electrify. I'm gonna cast Electrify on her. It gives you +1 to your AC. So hopefully that helps. And if anybody tries to attack you within 5 feet, they take 1d12 of lightning damage.
You got that static field of sparkly power in an enclosed wagon that's going to be racing across the bridge in a panic soon.
That's why she's part of the contaminant. Like it's affecting everybody. Move out the way.
I'm just hoping someone fails a deck save at some point and trips and falls and stumbles into somebody else.
Why would you say that? That'll be
That
me.
would be me.
So, but yeah, I let the driver know everything.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like, just keep pushing on. Pushing your way through the crowd as it starts to panic and disperse.
He's like, okay. As you guys get back in the wagons and you get back in the flow of traffic, and then you get to that moment where everybody's giving hand signals through gun ports. Who's the first one gonna do something?
Well, no, it's going to be perpetuated once I can see where we're getting close on the bridge. Then I'm popping the smoke.
Okay. You're getting 5 carts from the checkpoint. Is that good, or are you still waiting?
3.
4 carts, then 3 carts, and then you totally see that there's this grandma and grandma pulling a cart in front of you guys. And the driver totally looks over at Boomhowler and says, I hope these old people know how to move when it's time to move.
They from the 5 fingers, so they should.
As they've got a cart of old stinky fish.
Oh, it's only fish.
Yeah.
Hey, Boom, on our new ship we should have a figurehead that has a plague mask on it. As I use my gun.
We are the Forsaken. I'm just saying.
That. Yes.
Start the smoke
Okay.
bellowing out the back, and I kind of rap on the back so Theo knows and can be like, "Oh my!"
Okay, so
And Gunny and I are ready. If we've
with
got
this
to
smoke
fight.
bomb you've got, how long does this thing go off, Theo?
I don't think it says. Hold on.
Followed by Callus in the back. You and Gunny, how are you setting it up so you're not smoke bombing yourself in the back of the wagon? Or are you just gonna suck air from one of the gun ports?
Smoke.
Gunny
got
should be
gun
okay. He
port
doesn't breathe.
and
It dissipates after a round.
Oh.
It's just a
Did you
quick
want-
smoke bomb. It's not.
Did you want to give him a few of them then?
Yeah, I mean, I can make them as a incidental. So.
Yeah. So,
Oh,
and
you're
I
not
do them by
mistakes.
the windows or the slits and that, and I got my mask and everything. So
Stick your barrel out and breathe through that.
Okay.
yeah, I mean the gun slots are open. So
Uh-huh. So you're sucking air from a gun slot as you yell in, "Contamination break!" As all of a sudden, you're 3 carts in, there's quiet, there's carts going back and forth, there's watch guys inspecting wagons, which is usually like just a half-assed poke around your cargo, and then there's a tariff guy wanting taxes if it's needed. Basically, it's the last bribe out of the 5 fingers. As you know, smoke starts to come out of the back wagon. What do you say, Callus, to start the ball
Alexa,
roll?
I rap on the wagon so Theo can know to look around and be like, we got a leak.
And
then-
Theo, you hear the rap, smoke wafting out of the back end.
I guess I'll yell, stay back. Possible, plague contamination.
As soon as you say plague contamination, the wagons nearby, you see
Possible
people.
contamination.
You see people pull out hankies and start trying to cover their mouth.
And back away, hopefully.
The foot traffic immediately stops 10 feet behind the wagon as people start backing up and telling people to go back. Plague! There's plague!
Yeah, Boomhowler,
Some-
this is where you
Yep.
perform and tell people, move the carts. We got to
I'm-
get through here.
Some militia
Before we-
folks are looking in the general direction of what's going on with the smoke.
There's a breach. I'm going to fill my big troll lungs. There's a breach. Clear the path. Plague. Clear the path. Plague.
And as you say that, give me a deception check with advantage.
Nat 20 would be really good right now.
And
No, that's close.
Eh,
a
Yeah.
unnatural
Not complaining,
19.
right?
yeah.
As immediately the wagon in front of you, the old folks look back, and Boomhowler, you see them look at you, and they shit themselves. They turn 3 shades whiter, and immediately the guy snaps the reins on the horse in front of him to start it going. Regardless of what's going on in front of him, he's looking back and seeing you yell this and smoke, and he's just like, "Ma, we lived through enough plagues. We're not living through another one." And he's immediately whipping his animals to action. Okay, good. He's not losing control or anything. That's a great thing. The militia guys totally are going, "What's going on over there?" And then Boomhowler's words come slamming at them in true felt collar fashion as they all look at each other with huge eyes saying, You, clear those barricades. I don't care if it's fire or plague. We're getting those wagons off this bridge. And then these 6 goons that are inspecting wagons immediately look up at Boomhowler and immediately, Boomhowler, you notice one of the 6 guys points directly at you since he rolled a natural 20
Yeah.
and said, "That's the trollkin they were talking about." And all six look at you standing there on your wagon, loud and proud. But as soon as they do, like 4 militia guys holding a barricade literally bump their chest saying, "Clear the way!" And like, as an arm, the 4 of them are pushing the barricade, moving the crowd out of the way. But they know it's you. That dude's insight check was a natural 20. He knows beyond a shadow of a doubt. Those are the wagons they talked about at the warehouse, and that's the trollkin they mentioned.
Yeah, it's the price of fame.
As the path is cleared and the militia guys grab the first wagon they were inspecting and they pull the horses by hand off to the side, to the little pullout there, for further inspection. And then immediately the second wagon is starting to move. And let's hope they don't mess it up. As they kind of jackknife their wagon tires, and the militia guys are like, "Get that wagon out of here!" And they're going to try an athletics check to muscle the wagon off the bridge. Which they do with military precision of naval efficiency as they're moving everybody to get you off the bridge. Your driver immediately says, "Hold on, Boom Howler." And he's snapping the reins. And he also is moving with military precision of a smuggler who made an extra 15 gold a day. And he snaps the reins. And as he does, Boom Howler, give me a dex saving throw.
I knew you were going to say that. I'm going to close my eyes for this one.
You got this. You're used to the ships being all wobbly like.
You are used to the swaying of pirate vessels. So you hold on like a surfer. Your toes magically grip the top of the wagon as you're up there. As you are coasting past the 6 guys, you see the 6 guys start running to catch up with you guys. They are chasing you on foot. Granted, you are in a horse-drawn wagon, but the horses are kind of tired because they've been driving for hours. Now, everyone else, give me a dex saving throw just to see how when this lurching of snapping of the reins and yaw with horses as you charge off the bridge, because they really don't care if it's fire or plague. They want you off their bridge. Dex. As Theo has gotten her sea legs. As Mia goes bouncing around in the back of her wagon. Thankfully, with your electric field, you are the only one back there right now, right?
Are you talking about me?
Alone.
Yeah, I'm by myself.
As you go bouncing around with your electrical field sparking on the inside, and it looks like Gunny goes smashing onto the crates.
Nope.
I'm assuming Gunny was the second roll?
Yes, he was the second one.
But thankfully not enough to break the crates. And Callus, you just sit there watching Gunny like slam into that back wall, and it makes a horrible noise. Thankfully, he did not smash onto you.
That's good.
As the driver looks and says, "Where do we go from here to Boom Howler?" As you guys are going full tilt and the militias are like, "Stop, stop." And the 6 guys chasing you are like, "Stop, stop."
And this is the bridge, right? What kind of bridge?
So you've exited the bridge. You're on the mainland. The train station's not too far off. That's where you're supposed to be meeting your contact.
And all of these guys are kind of clustered together, the ones chasing after us?
The watch and the bad guys, yes.
Do we want me to fireball, guys?
I mean, the watch are mixed with the bad guys.
Remember, you did fall down in the back of your wagon, so you're not seeing what's going on outside. I mean,
you might not even know that it was a fireball. They might think that some wagon just exploded or something. So, I mean, in all the chaos.
You are the chaos.
Chaos is our friend.
Okay, so we've got people hot on our tails. We're kind of close to where we need to be. Yes,
Oh.
no?
Well, you still have a few blocks to get to the train station. But the driver's asking Boomhowler, where do we go from here?
Train
You
station.
see-
Oh,
I was gonna
what?
say if the others are following, we may want to deal with them in a more secluded spot. But
No, that's
as
true.
taking them straight to the drop
I
point.
have an idea. Can I get up and look out the little thing, and can I cast Wall of Fire?
You can, but aren't you in wagon 1?
But I can do it 120 feet away from where I'm at.
But you got to see
So,
where you're casting
Oh,
it.
I can't. I only have a small slit. Man.
And you got a wagon right behind you. Yeah.
We
Okay.
need to get a place where we can lose these guys or destroy these guys.
So
I
are
mean,
these guys on foot,
They're
or
on
what are
foot.
they doing?
Yeah, they're running on foot. I mean, if you want to tell your driver to giddy up and double
Yeah.
time it, you could try
Yep.
to outrace them.
We want to
Yeah.
lose these guys, and then we'll double back.
And if I
Okay,
need to, I'll shoot one or two.
As soon as you tell
Well,
him
then
In the
we got
kneecap.
as soon as you tell them we got to lose these guys, he's like, okay, and he's gonna roll twice with advantage here for his piloting check.
Ooh. Oh. Oh.
As he rolls a dirty 20. And the wagon number 2 is following wagon number 1 as in short
He's
order.
earning that tip.
He doubles back. You get this hard bank to the right as you guys hit a little side street, then a hard bank to the left and another left. You guys zip across, and in no time he has lost these guys.
Fantastic. Love this.
And he looks back at you and says, "Now to the train station?"
Yeah.
To the train station.
Most expeditiously, sir.
As
All
we
alacrity.
get the screen swipe as you guys end up at the train station, and there's a loading and unloading lane where you see this like never-ending row of carts going in to load and out after they've unloaded. And basically, your drivers
Another
wanted to
big
know.
tip to
I'm assuming we go into the loading zone. Should we remove the decorations
Plague,
on the carts?
because they won't let us on board with the plague decorations.
Yeah. That's probably a good idea.
Okay, so you guys stop a little shy, and you conveniently have the pails of water to clean the whitewash off the outsides.
Yep.
We're scrubbing away
Do
and
me
ditching our plague, tucking that away costumes.
Do me a favor and somebody give me a deception check to see how well you're changing the look of the wagons, or if you're just splashing water on the plague marks and just letting them smear down. This way, in case certain somebodies are looking for you, I know what the difficulty is to identify your wagons.
You're like a 6 or whatever. Yeah.
Oh my
yeah,
God.
nice.
Oh my God. As you do a fine job redressing the war wagons to look different. You find a pile of ash soot outside one of the industrial buildings, and you poof a nice coating of working ash on the outside. With your beautiful 25 for deception, the wagons have been given a complete 180 look. As even the wagon pilots are like, "Good job. You've done this before."
Label it Generic and Sons Hauling.
You should see him when he's on a ship.
Exactly.
So, do you want them to go into the loading lane and just fly casual?
Yeah. Yeah, we shouldn't be
Okay.
drawing
But
attention.
we're going to
well,
tip
unless-
really well for expedited service.
Say unless he can tip to get us up a little quicker.
Yeah. I will. Well, hey, you done this before. What'll it cost us to Getting the express lane.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's easy. That's just if you tip the invoice manager 2 gold, you can get fast tracked.
Give
I'll
him 5 gold.
Yeah, I'll give him 5.
Okay. So you guys get up there, and the loading officer basically is asking who your cargo is for. I'm assuming, Boomhowler, you're going to give him your contacts information.
Yep.
And he's like, very well. And how subtly are you going to slip the coins? Or are you going to have your driver slip the coins?
My driver is good at slipping coins. I will let him
Mhm.
handle the bribing.
As he just says, boy, sir, we need fast service. As he beautifully palms the coin over to him. When he shakes his hand, he does the double handshake. As the 5 coins appear in the guy's hand nonchalantly, as he puts his hand in his pocket, and he's like, whistles, and he gets, a young intern to basically walk alongside of your cart to make sure you get the quickest loading and unloading service, and to make sure your cargo is going to the proper location. As are you guys going to unload yourselves, or are you going to let them unload you? Are you going to give it your white
Probably
glove service, or are you going to trust the paid folks to do it?
I'll probably oversee it and kind of
Yeah.
help direct.
And I'm keeping an eye out. My head's on a swivel. Not that I have the passive perception that Callus does, but I'm going to be on the lookout for dudes with purple bandanas and octopi on them.
We have been harassed by ruffians.
So give me a perception check.
Okay.
Mia.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's horrible. I don't guess I get to re-roll it since
Wow.
it's a 1, right? Since I'm Iosan.
A natural 1, no.
Mm.
And with your head on a swivel on lookout, as Callus is, directing the unloaders to unload safely, where are you on lookout, by the way?
I would be looking at the incoming, so back where we came from, or anywhere that people could come in.
So you backtrack a bit so you can see the trouble before it gets to the rest of the crew?
Yes. But not too far, because I don't split the party anymore.
Okay, you're still well within eyeshot, as there's the hustle and the bustle, and think of like every train station at 9 a.m. There's people moving, cargo going. As you're totally on the lookout, and one kind of abrupt moment, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, like a crowd passes you, and your client is right there next to you and goes, Mia.
The client that we met, like the actual client?
Remember,
the one that we didn't make a good, well, you and I didn't make a good impression on.
Didn't I scare her?
You were very intimidating and mean to her, yes.
Okay, and she can't sneak up on me because we're in an urban place.
Well,
so I'm just like
sneak up on you. She was just like there. She didn't ambush you or anything, but the crowd parts, and there she is, within a few feet of you.
Fantastic. I try to like shake it off and act like I knew she was there the whole time, and just say, this has been the best time. And I'm super sarcastic.
And she just puts her hand on her hip and gives you this look of like, your crew is here earlier than I thought.
Of course, because you said the faster, the more money.
Well, you're making sure to earn your coins this day, that's for sure. And a grateful world is thankful that you've gotten these things from those thieves and smugglers.
I hope that
Have you-
equates to more money, because that's what I equate grateful as.
Well, I don't know about more currency, but I'm glad you were able to accomplish what you set out to do.
Rep's good too. Good word always
Yeah.
helps. It equates to money in the long run.
Yeah. And I basically say something of that nature. Well, if you can't provide more in the monetary fashion, then definitely, if you hear of something of worthiness of our pay grade and skills, to refer us.
And she points down at your belt and says, "Are you losing something?"
My felt? What's my felt?
Your belt.
Belt.
Oh, my belt. Am
Are
I
you
being
dropping
robbed?
trowel?
And you look down at your belt line and you totally notice that someone has apparently in the crowd nicked your coin purse.
What?
And a few
Now I'm
coins
pissed.
trickling out of your coin purse. Yes, your natural one has consequences. As a quick inspection tells you that a purse snatcher has nipped you of 33 coins.
I'm livid.
Half of those are gold and half of those are silver because they don't have time to pick.
Mm.
As you notice, a pickpocket has nipped you in the crowd.
I don't guess I know who it was.
Not with that perception check of natural one. As she points to your little purse, and it's that old thieves trick where they just take the knife and cut the purse and grab some coins that trickle out. She's just like, "Did you tell me your crew has been theft upon?" And she gives you a little
No,
wrinkly
this is
nose look.
something I like to do to give back to the community. I grew up having to steal as a child, and it's good to help. If it was really any money of consequence, I would be livid, but it's whatever.
Do me a favor, give me a deception check for that to see how well you play it.
Oh, I can't work for shit.
As she just looks at you and says, "You should try saying that again one more time. It might sound better if you really believed what you're saying." As she just like gets this little blush across her nose of the "it's just between us girls" look.
Mm.
Shall we go see to my cargo, or are you willing to disseminate some more wealth to the impoverished of the Five Fingers?
I think my generosity is running low after you, and I'm just gonna start like blatantly like hitting on her because I don't know what else to do at this point. So I'm gonna make us all uncomfortable. I am gonna oogle her.
And give me a persuasion check.
That I'm good at.
And
Making us all uncomfortable.
you guys have finished unloading the cargo, and immediately here comes your client and Mia, and they're getting all super flirty. It's like ridiculously flirty, and somehow Mia's trying to make her uncomfortable, but she's feeding off of this and giving it right back to Mia.
Yep, that's
You
about
think-
on brand for me.
You think these two just came back from a hot date? They're getting all flirty.
Nice.
Great. They don't know I just lost money. Fantastic.
So the inspection agents, totally stamping, where it's going to, what it's going to, because that's all been arranged already. As she comes up and she just looks very impressed that you guys, all the cargo containers are lined up. They seem undamaged. She totally comes over and takes one of her very, very high-heeled adventure boots and kicks the first crate she sees in classic kicking the tire style to inspect it as she just, puts her well-manicured nail to her lips and just, purses a little smile and says, So Mia, you and your crew are as good as promised.
We're
Unfortunately,
even better.
I'm going to have to
And I
take a
wink.
train ride, so I'm not going to find out how much better you could be. And she gives you this pouty, sad face with the pursed lips and the
Just glance
slow
between the two of them like, what the hell?
The station agent with you guys totally, goes up and adjusts his neckline because his bow tie is too tight with the sultriness going on here. Seeing these two lovers parting for a long trip.
This is true, Boom.
This is true. You did forget to check the cargo at any point.
Yeah.
Not that we were technically, like
allowed to.
Yeah, it was
No,
a confidential arrangement.
but I like to think we don't want to haul actual plague components.
Well, if we did, we did. We did all the precautions.
Your client was fairly up and up, saying that it was, volatile alchemical components.
It's true. Okay.
We didn't steal anything. Damn.
As we could have seen Boomhowler hammering a nail back into a box and blowing himself up. I mean, just need one limb to live.
Yeah, I was gonna say, worst case, we could have blown ourselves up if we weren't careful.
Fair enough. I mean, not with Mia. She's immune to explosions by this point.
That's
or
right.
has a huge tolerance.
Didn't help the rest of us.
Anyway, we didn't, so no worries.
Yep.
So she inspects the cargo, and as she totally looks at you guys, the station agent. She gets the claim ticket exchanged. She snaps her fingers, and off the train comes this very slim, skinny, young-looking elf dude who hands her a carpetbagger style case, and she proceeds to hand it to Mia and says, in exchange for missing out on what I'm sure would have been the most beautiful time ever, I think you'll take this instead. And you hear the clink of coins and slots in classic mafioso style, like poker chip trays, to keep it slightly less bulgy and clinky, as she clinks it down and for you guys to take, and then totally whispers under her breath as she gets very close to Mia, almost like she's going to give her the classic Russian kiss on the cheeks. She says, "Who's that fellow that's been watching us since I ran into you?" And then she gives you the kiss on both cheeks, and goes up to Callus and gives him the kiss on both cheeks, and a nice nod to Boomhowler and Theo. And she proceeds to get on her train with this blast of steam, totally showing her butt off as she goes up the steps.
I give the money to Callus because God knows I can't hold on to anything. And I like basically blow her a kiss and a wink and tell her the equivalent of the 5 fingers, call me.
The 5 fingers call me can only be like the dirtiest hand sign ever.
Yeah.
Do you
And
happen
what was her name again? Since I now have a love interest.
Well, you have the mafia princess love interest that you're pretty sure her name is Naoma.
No.
I mean,
Fantastic.
if she gave you her real name, that is. Do you happen to, since she whispered it just to you, look back to who she was talking about?
No, because I don't want to draw attention, but I'm going to with my hand. I'm sure Callus and I have some kind of hand signal that I do something nonchalantly with my hand that I'm sure with his passive perception he would see that says there's eyes on us. And Gunny kind of starts turning around a little bit.
Well, with his passive perception, he hasn't noticed anything yet.
Did he know he hasn't noticed me doing a hand signal?
Well, no, he'll notice the hand signal, but nothing was
Okay.
really noticed.
Okay, well, I basically did my job. I let him know. There are eyes on us.
Exotic mafia princess whispers in your ear, and you're not even bothered to turn around and look.
No,
Love it.
because that's like the dead giveaway.
Once she scans me, I'll casually kind of head back towards the wagon, doing a casual look around.
Okay,
see
go ahead
what
and
I
give
can
me
see.
a
I'm the
perception check
distraction.
with advantage.
All right.
Well, let's just say if your passive 17 didn't see it, a active 10-10 is not going
Yeah.
to be there.
Yeah.
The coast
can-
looks clear as people are moving and hustling and bustling. People are going to work. People are coming home off the train. You see the last of the cargo has been loaded. The
girls are
cargo
just
for your
paranoid.
cargo is closed. The wagon guys are like, so we done here?
Just wrapping up.
All right. So the one driver looks over at Boomhowler and gives him the big handshake, like only a Teamster can. And he's just like, so if you guys ever need some cargo hauled, feel free to, as he gives you as someone said, the 5 fingers call me sign.
Wait a minute.
That's right. Boom, you just cannot be, we can't take you anywhere. You just exude it.
I am a bard. I mean,
And a trollkin.
sorry. And a trollkin.
Mhm.
Yeah, and if you ever need your carriages touched up for a special job, you know where to come.
Oh, great. Now we're a chop shop. We do
Well,
paint jobs and
We've got all the material or the tools, thanks to Gunny. Just throw it up on the rack. It'll be fine.
It's fine.
Okay, so what is your
and-
guys' plan now as the wagons are pulling out of the unloading lane? Are you guys going to jump on them? Are you going to let the wagons go without you?
I don't know. Are we gonna find our own way back, or are we gonna? I mean, if there's somebody around, I think I suggest we kind of wait until the train's completely out of the station.
Yeah. I warned Boom and Theo, keep an eye on your purse. Man, it's shifty.
As Callus, you totally notice with your passive perception 17, she keeps clutching her coin purse because it's got an open cut in the bottom where occasionally coins are trying to slip out.
And that's a great place to wrap it up there.
Thank you for listening to D&D Journey of the 5th Edition, a member of the Creative Play and Podcast Network. Please follow us on Patreon at patreon.com/CPPN to never miss a show or stream.